You know, why don't the young listen to the elders anymore?
Okay. So before we get started, Peter Investor, great topic of discussion. Thank you for your super chat. Listen, let me tell you something. I think the reason why it's hard to reference elders now is because this generation doesn't see anything beyond now. They don't
Mm,
see themselves getting old. They look at me, 51, and they call me old. I don't feel like I'm old, but I do have to think about that and be like, gosh, Jedi is what, 23?
mhm.
And I probably am old to him. I don't feel that way, but I don't know if Jedi can see himself being 51, because there is a time that's going to come where that spouse is going to be necessary because you're not going to want to be alone. You know, I don't want to be alone. I gave the example of Corey, the blind guy, his wife, their life. He was blind prior to them being married.
Mm,
He talks about how his wife is a nurse, of course, but she is his nurse. She's beneficial to him. I'm beneficial to my husband. My husband's beneficial to me. I can't imagine being alone as an elder.
mm.
So they can't see
Wow.
beyond where they are right now. So
Mm-mm.
that's what we have to get them to see, that you're not going to be in your 20s forever. Your needs will change in your 30s, in your 40s.
Mhm.
When you get 50 and they be like, oh, that's old. I'm like, really? Gosh, I don't feel like I'm old. I'm a young 50, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you
I
are.
mean, but I know what you all know. I mean, I like cars, you know, I like clothes. I like everything you all like. What's the difference? I'm
Right.
just telling you a secret about how your life can be so you cannot do some of the things that I did along the way. Very simple.
Yep.
Now,
Yeah.
I do say this though. I always say that my mama and my grandmama, they were old. I always say that they were old, but I just don't feel like I'm that person. So,
Yeah.
Balakan, this is a comment. I agree in the principle with everything you are saying, but what can you do if the other party wants to find themselves and have single friends in their ear to live that lifestyle? Listen, I talk
Where
about
you
this.
stool at?
Um, he's like, peace.
You know, me and
I
me and
talk
Jed,
about this.
me and Jedi got something for that. Where you stool at, Jedi?
Where is
But
that? The stool? Y'all gonna have a stool on them?
Look.
Listen,
This what we tell people on my show. Take some seats. Take several seats. When you get in there talking like that, we want y'all to take several seats, man. Come
listen.
on.
Your single friends will always break up what you got, or try to break up what you got. I'm telling you, they will. But as the man, I don't know if Balagan is a man or a woman, but you got to keep those people out of your relationship. You have to set the principles and the standards for your relationship. They can't be there because
Mm,
I tell you, if you're a man, a single woman that's your spouse's girlfriend will try to get in the bed with you. She will try
mm.
to take you
oh,
for your wife. It happens. Y'all know it happens.
She preaching
Come
tonight.
on, y'all. They will. If they see y'all doing good, you might invite them over. They'll be in the bathroom putting their hands up in the air. So their little skirt will go up in the air too, just trying to check and see if the spouse is looking.
Mm.
Oh, they do it.
I'm
They do
okay.
it. You have to protect your husband. You have to protect
oh,
your wife.
Hey, hold on. Let me write that down. This is
Yeah, you got to protect them. You got to protect your marriage. You can't let these single folks inside. Big Bad Bull, how are you? Thank you for being here. You got to protect your marriage. I have to protect my husband, and he has to protect me, his wife. And you have to protect that institution of marriage. Get rid of them single folks.
so I have
Mm-hmm.
a question on that note. So one of the conversations we had last night was saying that how do you operate prior, like to you getting married? So in terms of, are you the whole scripture we say a man finds a wife finds a good thing, right? Not his wife, I said a wife, right? And what I
Mhm.
mean by that is who you are and as an individual prior to being given the ring that obviously is the contract of marriage. But my thing is that did you have to honestly give I say the attributes that come with being a wife after you got the ring or prior? So I think so. My question is saying is that what in terms of behavior and way you conduct yourself in terms of protecting the man that you see to be married, but saying, oh well, until we get married, then I start being a wife, then I start being in terms of performing the wifely duties, whatever, instead of just being
I
who I
understand what
am.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you this. I didn't know how big of a role the single friends played until I was engaged to be the wife. And then that's when they started showing themselves. That's when the arms start going up in the air and the dress skirt start lifting. And then they start talking crazy about the potential spouse, my soon to be husband, or trying to bring over the additional boyfriends or the men that I think you should meet. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, anything in the world to keep me single with them. You know?
Misery
Yeah,
loves.
yeah. So, Jedi, it happens before, well, you get indicators before that should lead you to become that woman prior. Does that make sense? By them showing me that single friends weren't going to be good for my relationship, it did happen before, but it told me that I couldn't bring them into my marriage. You know, I can't bring y'all. Y'all can't come with me. Go get your own. That kind of thing. And, you know, everybody may not have friends like I did. I didn't really have friends. I will say that over and over again. But I just think that when you become married, you need to protect that relationship. Spouse, husband and wife needs to be protected. Hello, Miss Gail. How are you? So that is a good question. But yeah, you need to become I think a man knows a wife, though, knows a woman with wifey potential prior to him marrying her. I don't think that's a secret.
I agree with you.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you something I did have to do, though. I used to have these little short skirts on. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I used to wear little short skirts now. I had the legs. I still got the legs. You know, I had it together. So the husband was like, you know what, y'all? He was so funny because we went to this restaurant. Y'all probably know Golden Corral.
Yeah, we got over here.
Under my skirt when I was at the bar getting my food because my skirt was short. I was in the day of the mini skirt. I was in the day of the mini skirt. So I was single woman and I was out with my boyfriend for dinner. So, you know, and the little skirt flared out. He was like, "I dare you wear that skirt. That man about to fall out that chair trying to look under your skirt." So there was still some things my husband had to bring to my attention that I needed to adjust. So it happens before.
Well, he liked it because he got all them cameras on you, so he got different angles.
I know, he's checking out all my sides.
Bam, yeah.
That's what a husband do.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, let's see. Amateur barkeep. My ex-husband was such a nice guy. I had to tell him, quit being so nice to the other women because so many are trifling and are literally attracted to unavailable men just because they are unavailable. You are so right. That's what we're saying. So listen, she knows women love men that are not available. So I hate it for you all. I hate it.
Wow.
It's true.
Yeah, again.
This Awesome says, oh yeah, there's two types of women for us single men, wives and everyone else. But you listen, y'all got to pay attention. Y'all got to be very intentional with it because a woman may not be perfect. I don't want you all to miss it having a list that's too long. You know, like I just told you, I had the short skirt on. I was a young woman. I was 20? Initial meeting, I was 20, probably about 24 when I initially met my husband. I was supposed to be wearing a short skirt, right? Isn't that what they do? You know, I wasn't on Instagram because there was no such thing, but I might have been, you know, who knows? It wasn't there. But what I'm saying is I'm also a darn good wife 26 years later. So, you know, even though I wore the short skirt and another thing too, it's another thing my husband did, because like I said, I'm my husband's second wife. I met him in a nightclub. There you go again. I was in a nightclub. Now I was in a nightclub, but I wasn't about the nightclub. I was there though. But I remember he used to say to me, why your eyes red? He just knew. He was just testing me, y'all. He was testing me. I had the short skirt. The eyes was red. What this girl into? You know, I was into nothing. I had the short skirt on. This was true. but the red eyes just came from the smoky environment. I never did drugs or got high or stripped or anything like that. So he was like going down a list, but I didn't know it. So he was just asking me all these things like, surely this girl does this. Surely she does that. Just like Jedi probably does now when he's vetting these women, you know, trying to figure out, is she okay? You know, he asked all those same questions. I was like, no, I don't do that. I don't do that. And he was like, oh, still though, he was puzzled. And then he would later on ask the question a different way, thinking I would answer it a different way. Still no different. We went through that probably for a couple of months. And then he realized that, okay, no, she's for real. And then, you know, it's like, I think about 90 days later, we got married. I was married within 6 months.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
When you know what you want, you know what you want.
Yeah, I got married 6 months. When he realized that I was really who I was, you know how that thing about your, what y'all say, they send their representative. That's real. You know, that's a real thing. So you have to see people in different lights. You know, why was her eyes red? And then when he seen me at home, my eyes was red too, or whatever. It's like, okay, so she ain't getting high. You know, she got white teeth, but her eyes red. That doesn't make sense. You know, stuff like that. You start to try to calculate and add up things because he's paying attention. I'm telling you guys to make sure you pay attention to everything. Don't just question it, you know, because it all makes sense. It really does. And I think you'll be okay if you do that. Don't overlook anything. Just brush it off or don't ask questions about it. Ask all the pertinent questions because if she's the right one for you, she'll answer them and the answers will be correct or what you want them to be.